Hey guys, and welcome to another hobby vlog. Okay, so this week things have changed a little bit. There's less on the table. I'm just focusing on the salt intercessors and a couple of the characters. It's what I like to do when I'm doing, like, big armies or whatever. I'll always start off with the largest areas and then slowly but surely whittle my way down to focusing on squads and smaller sections of the army, so so you don't get bored, and that way the details change and everything moves along. So what do I have in front of me? Well, we've got two squads here, and you would have seen them in the last one, but I'll show you these guys now. And this is the kind of standard that I'm getting them all to. So you can see, like I showed in the last, I do the dry brushing of the over the black and brown ink washes, over lead belcher spray, and that dry brush is done with rune steel, which is the rune fang steel, sorry, which is the silver, and then line highlighted after that. And so you get nice shiny oily kind of metal, and then all the other details are base coated and then the base dry brushed, and that's kind of the goal, to get everything to this level so it's gameable, and then I can go back and do the details after, which is something you can do at a later stage, but it just gets them all to a kind of finish. And while I'm doing this, I generally will always go to doing a single figure alongside it. So I like to jump between the single figure, which is where you can focus your attention and get into the details, and then jumping to the batch painting, which is a lot more sort of process and monotonous kind of work, and that can be good too. That can be cathartic and very relaxing, but you need that sort of detail one as well, so that you can really dig into your skills and develop them. And so this guy, Judissa, whatever his name is, he's my single figure at the moment. So last week, you would have seen everyone's favorite, the people's champ over here, the Chief Apothecary, and he's now finished, and we can see how he's all done. So all of the little details are finished, everything's good. And I'm really happy. So I chose to not do all his armor white. I wanted him to fit more, integrated more with the rest of the army. So he's got the metal armor and then the white helmet for his station or his status in the force. So but I enjoyed doing this guy. There's a lot of details on him. Surprisingly, I didn't expect for him to take so long, but he took a little bit of time, that's for sure. Tons of little lenses everywhere. So it took a bit of time. Super happy with him. He'll be a nice addition, and that's what I like to do. So you go from the single figure like that to your batch painting, and just keep going back and forth, and that's how I like to do it. I don't know how anyone else does, but that's my kind of the way I like to enjoy doing the painting and the hobby, is just moving between those things where you can really focus your skills, and then other times when your brain just isn't working and you don't feel like doing much, I do the real simple stuff like basing, or really simple stuff like the blacking out helmets and stuff like that, where you don't have to think about it, and that's cool. So then what else we got here? So we have, I thought I'd throw a little bit of a shout out to this. So I released a little showcase video of my 3D print here. This is one of my sculptures, and his name's Kogal, and the released well. People have been downloading him. You can go to my website blightergods.net/store and pick him up for free, and paint him up. So he prints at 2.5 inches. That's the total height. There we go. So total height from the bottom of the base to the top of the head, and you can print him out and paint him up. So that's been going really well. I've got another one on the go, which I'll show probably next week. That'll be for February. So if you're into 3D printing and stuff, definitely check it out. It's pretty cool. I've been having a lot of fun with that. So this is just the beginning of the hobby vlog. I'll come back when I've done some more, but okay, sorry about that. Must have ran out of storage again on the old phone. Okay, so what was I saying? So I'll come back once I've done some more, and hopefully I'll get some work done on these front guys here, hopefully another 4, and a little bit of work on the Judissa, the face, and a few of the other small details, and I'll be back and hopefully show you some more. So this is the first part of the hobby vlog. I'll catch you soon, guys. All right, I'm back. So it's a new day and a new bunch of Marines. So I said last time I was scaling down, but then I thought, well, I was doing all this work on the intercessors there, the assault ones, and so I thought, okay, we may as well get onto the normal intercessors as well. So what I did was go through, you can see here, and just do the standard Marines as well, to that same sort of basic level. And yeah, it's come out pretty good. But yeah, the ones that you would have seen on the last bit of this vlog were all these little guys here. I'll see if I can line a few up so you can have a look. There we go. And yeah, so that's basically the standard. You know, if we have a little look at this sergeant here, all the highlighting on the edges of the armour are done, both the dry brush and the little line highlight, and then I've done the base as well. I've still got some grey rocks to do on it, but you know, that's good. You know, it just has all the basic colours, not the face, but I'll do that later. As I was saying before, when I go between like single models and batch, I'll do these sergeants individually, and that'll just let me spend some time on that skin, get it looking really cool. And yeah, so there we are. So I don't have a lot of time for another installment, but hopefully I can do a little more this week, and I might get a little more done tomorrow. I'll be able to show you a little more if I get the time, but we'll see. We'll get that in focus. So what else we got? Yeah, so I thought might be able to get this done, which is my little gripe I was talking about. Oh, hang on, that way. There we go. So yeah, my little gripe about the Primaris stuff not having, you know, power fists. So power fist is going on his arm, just there. So I'll chop it off and then stick that on. So that should be cool. And what else we got on offer? Yep, and the Judissa, or whatever he's called, did his base as well, and he's ready for all his detailing too, and that's pretty cool. And yeah, I did a little bit of work on my 3D print that I was talking about before, but I won't show him yet. That'll be shown later, probably next week. So yeah, that's about where I'm up to, and that's pretty much all the base units for the 2,000 point army, which I'm, you know, pretty happy about. So by next week I should be able to do the Eradicators, the Blade Guard, and the bikes, and that should be everything up to a base standard to start playing some games, which would be awesome. Haven't played too many games in 9th edition yet, so it'd be nice to get a few more games in. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Hope you've enjoyed this. If I don't see you again, you know, I'll catch you next week for another hobby vlog, and have a great day, and thanks for watching. All right, catch you later. Okay, I'm back. So some bonus content for this week. I thought I'd show some of the 3D printing stuff. So I showed this, I think last week or the week before, on the hobby vlog, and I'm just working on him at the moment, and I'm going to put him together. So I found his other box of bits and some other goodies, so I thought I'd just show what I've got there. So we'll just take this little lid off, and let's have a little look. So we've got some other things going on here, which is for another character, another couple of characters actually. So let's get them out. Giant thing here. So part of, like, this is all for Blighted Gods, the brand I have. And yeah, I started out with the idea of like doing large scale stuff, but due to, I suppose, COVID and, you know, the way the world is right now, that kind of thing really isn't viable, at least for an independent artist. So I've sort of changed tracks and going for more of a 3D printing download kind of a deal. If anyone else out there is watching this that's an artist that's doing this kind of thing, you'll probably agree that that's probably the best way to go. If you're looking to get into this, then yeah, definitely designing for, like, you know, 3D print download kind of stuff is probably the best way, because trying to do collectibles, like large scale stuff, is like really expensive, and if you don't have a convention to go to sell it at, it makes it really hard to, you know, get eyes on what you're doing. So yeah, but you know, I've got these things and I would really love to paint them, and I suppose just put them up as, you know, promotional stuff for the website. There's already a few on there, and you'll see some in the banner. There's a few of the painted ones on the, I think, the right hand side of the banner of my YouTube channel, and you can have a look at those. But the website has most of it, and that's Blighter Gods. So I've got the rock here. You can see how I've split it. It's been cut. Oh, let's get that in view. There we go. So it's been cut in half and hollowed and so on, and then glued back together. So one of the things with this print, and this was printed on a Form 2 printer, was that even though it's almost exact, there is some subtle kind of shifting of when you've got multiple pieces that have to fit together. And what I mean by that is that, like, when you've got multiple points, so the legs, different points on the legs and the arms, all this kind of like multiple areas that have to join to something else. I often find when you're designing these and doing it, they end up not quite going back together properly. So there are small gaps obviously in the join and so on. So when you try to get this guy together, he doesn't quite like match up. You see that? Is it in focus? Hang on. This thing doesn't autofocus for some reason. There we go. So you can see how he just doesn't quite line up. So I've got a bit of a problem with this, and I think the only way to solve it is to slice him up and cut through, you know, his legs, split him up, and then reposition the legs, and then use probably a 2-part epoxy like green stuff to fill the gaps and resculpt, and then I'll be able to get this mounted on this base. So he sort of sits, I think I said before, he's kind of like a golem-like character, so he's sitting on the rock, and yeah, so we'll see. Should be cool, but he's got like a little tree thing. Get in focus, there we go, and a little tree that sits around like this. It looks pretty cool. You can see I should have I think I've got a 3D sculpt of it on the Blighter Gods website, but yeah, anyway, it's just something I thought I'd show. I'm going to eventually get them together, and I'll probably do a video for it or something like that, so you can see the way I've painted it and the way I've attacked the problem of trying to solve, you know, a print like a sculpt that doesn't quite go together. So yeah, so let me just, with the magic of editing, just stop this and start again, because I think my camera is about to run out of storage, and I'll see you in a second for the next little box. And we're back. Alright, so now for this one, I thought I'd just show this as well, as it's pretty cool. So under here, now these are giant, so they're the normal figures I was doing were like 11 inches, and this ends up being 11.5 inches. And it doesn't sound like much, but this character is relatively big, even compared to some of the other sculpts that I've made. And he's one of the very special characters in the brand, and something that I would love to finish off. Let's see, is this his leg? Yeah, here we go. Sorry, it's a bit out there. He's actually huge. I don't know if I can get him in like in the whole thing, but you can see how big he is. Like, he's giant. Like, here we go, all the way down. Yeah, so he's a massive figure, even on his own outside of the base. So he'd be about 10 inches, I think, something like that in total. So he's really, really cool. I'd love to get him together and paint him up, because he'd look awesome. He's on the YouTube channel banner as well. You'll see him there. His name's Azoru, and that word is like a Sumer word, and it's meant to mean, I think, like cursed or malediction. I don't know. It's off like a Google like translate thing. So I don't know if that's actually what it actually means, but no one really knows the Sumer language or you know what any of those words really mean. I think it's like interpretation. But yeah, so he's like a possessed ghoul that has this little thing on his hand there. So underneath his hand, knocking everything out of the way. Sorry, hang on, let's get his legs out. Put those down. You can see here. So he has a thing lodged in his hand, and that's a stone, and it has a demon spirit in it, and it possesses him. And I'm yet to sculpt the possessed version of this, but this is like him before he gets possessed. So yeah, it'd be super amazing to get him together, paint him up, and yeah, take some nice sweet shots of him. Yeah, He's cool. He was meant to be like displayed at a convention or whatever, but as I said, conventions aren't really happening, so he's just going to have to do it on a website, I think. So then over here we also have another important character. This is Anzilu, and he has the same sort of thing, a giant base, and he's a relatively large character. I'll see if I can get him together there. There we go. So you can see there how big he is, similar size. Yeah, giant, you know. Again, he'd be really mad to put together and paint up, and I probably will, and hopefully now that I'm doing this YouTube thing, I guess I'll do some sort of video for it, and hopefully by the time I get to that point I'll have a better setup. Sorry this is such a dodgy kind of thing, just using an iPhone and whatever, but I will attempt to improve the visual quality and sound and everything of this. But yeah, they were really cool, so I just thought I'd show them, and you can see what's coming, I suppose. Definitely going to get this little golem-y guy done. Where's his head? Here we go. You can have a last little look at him. How cute is he? It's just a little familiar friend who just wants a hug, you know? So yeah, hopefully in the next few weeks or so I might be able to get him together and take some shots, which will end up going on Instagram. So if you're interested in this stuff, definitely look me up on Instagram at Adrian Kennart, and you'll see all these kind of process photos of me working all this out. But yeah, I'll do a video of it as well, for anyone that's interested. So yeah, that's it I think for the bonus content. I just wanted to share with you what kind of crazy stuff I've been trying to print, and you know, I guess the good and bad sides of doing this. You know, like you think it's going to be cool and you think you're going to, you know, do this mad big model, and then it turns out the logistics of it don't quite work. So I still have to work through a lot of those things and figure out what I'm going to do. But he'll probably be, these big figures will probably end up being magnetized. So make magnets in the bottom of them, I think, just to make them work. But anyway, that's all I wanted to show you. And yeah, have a great week, and I'll see you on the next one.